So we're gonna cut up these doors to extend the cab. They're rusty as fuck anyway, so might as well use them. See how we go. Right, the skin's all cut off now. You might be saying, hey Chris, why didn't you remove the glass? I don't care about the glass, I'm not using it. I don't plan on selling it, it's probably worth $10, so it can stay in there while I cut around it. Yeah, pretty sure it's good to come off now because it's loose. Right, so I've gone ahead and marked the skin roughly where I want to cut it. As you can see, the bottom of the skin is pretty rusty. It doesn't really faze me because I'll just replace the whole skin at that line sort of thing. And there's a small patch of rust just there, and obviously where this mirror was bolted on. Look, it's a piece the size of my palm. It saves me a huge chunk of work on the back of this. And it would just be a waste not to use it. And the inside of the skin's actually really clean. And I even had a quick grind back while I was cutting. And noticed that the skin's actually pretty good on the outside too, other than obviously the rust from whatever they had fitted there. Yeah. So now I'll go ahead and cut 10mm off this line pretty much, which will leave me some room for clecos, and I'll do the same on this end. So it looks like rubbish right now, but I've tacked the skin on momentarily just to take some measurements. With those measurements, I've cut up these little pieces, which I'll space the back of the cab with, and we'll go from there. Okay, so you can see I've just temporarily clamped this piece in, traced an outline around it on both sides so it's ready to cut. So you can see here I've got the panel just clamped in momentarily. I've gone around and taken an outline around the outside of it to get it all lined up where I want it. I've measured from the ground, like obviously it's flat underneath, so I've measured from that to both points on the side where I want it so I know it's straight. Obviously this isn't on a chassis table or like a table at all, and most people would normally do it like that, but because I'm working from home I don't really have the space and I just can't really bother wasting money on something I don't really need. At the moment you can see that obviously the cab has no floor, so at the end I'll be able to still tweak it around where I need to before I put a floor in and a roof in and straighten it up for good. But for now this will get it pretty close to where I need it, and yeah. So I've just gone around and tacked everything together with the MIG. I'm liking how it looks so far. So I've tacked the top half of the skin in now. I'm unsure if I'm going to keep this piece in permanently at the top or if I'll replace the whole thing as one rather than just replacing that one rusty section just there and that little spot up there. Will depend on how soon my English wheel and stuff gets here, but I'm liking how this is looking so far. So I'll shuffle a little bit of stuff around to give you a better view, but get a pretty good idea of what it's going to look like now. The plan is to cut a hatch from about here up to this line, down through here, and pop down. One sec, man. So this dude just randomly stopped in and asked me if I want an F100 for free. So I'm gonna go look it up on the weekend. I love this place, eh? So good. Anyway, back to what I was saying here. Plan is to cut a hatch about there to there, back down there, make it openable with just two like hydraulic lifters, and yeah, for us to be able to go in and out. So you can see now it's starting to look like a bit more of a truck. I've left this corner here untacked for now because I'm going to remake this section here just because underneath is really surface rusty in there. But it's starting to look pretty cool. Let's get the roof and the back window section done. It should almost look factory. So you can tell a bit better from this side, but it definitely looks a lot more like a truck now. Some gaps and stuff to fill obviously, but now it's time to TIG it. side welded up fully. I welded this section in one pass to here, let it cool, and then welded this section from the top down in one other pass. Ran at about 32 to 38 amps. Ready to planish up tomorrow, and yeah, onto the top. It's dark, so it's hard to see, but I haven't welded this edge still because I'm going to make a new section through here with some pretty bead rolling and shit like that because it's rusty as fuck anyway, so might as well get rid of it. just finished welding the side out. Obviously I've left this side, same as on the driver's side. I've left this section here because I'll cut it out tomorrow. And I've left this lower section down here because there's some rust I've got to repair there. Came up pretty good. There's a tiny bit of warpage just over here because of the shape of it. I should have cut it in a curve, but it's my truck, so I don't really care. I'll hammer it up tomorrow and it'll be fine. I'm looking forward to starting on the roof and the windows. It's gonna be a pretty big job, but I'm enjoying it so far. I've decided now that I'm gonna do the hatch for the dog on the other side, and I'm going to throw another brace in level with this one and cut that open and turn it into a lower box that opens from down here where I could store stuff and not have to have so much stuff inside the cab, which will make more room for cool shit. With this section here, obviously these bits, I'll leave them for now. When the truck's ready to go for sandblasting, I'll cut them out pretty large so they can blast all in there. We'll do the same with any other sections like this. Over the weekend I'll also cut the dash out fully, or what's left of it anyway. Palm that off to somebody and get started on the sheet metal dash. I've got two full sheets ready to go, so I'm pretty keen on that. This morning I've gone around and planished up most of the welds, ground back everything and just hit it with 80 grit sandpaper. You'll see here, I haven't really bothered to planish it up because I blew a big hole last night and noticed that there was rust all here that I couldn't really see in the dark, so I'll replace this whole section at some point over the next week, which means I won't have to planish this yet, so I've left that. I'll come around the other side. This side's all planished up and ground smooth as well. Obviously I've left this section which I'm going to replace, and that little section there. I've also circled a little section here which I'm not happy with. It sunk a little bit, either went too hot, probably because of the shape of it, or I just didn't get the alignment right and just, yeah, can't get it quite good with a hammer, so I'm just going to give it a trim up, fix that section, and move on to the upper section. So now that I've got everything where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and cut these upper door frames up to make windows. Yeah. So this video is getting pretty lengthy, so I decided just to smash a bit out and I'll explain to you what I've done before I finish it, and I'll film finishing it up. But we have a window now. It's a little bit of an odd shape as you can see, but when the front door is in, it will look standard because it follows the line of the front door. So that might match. This height here and this height here match, which means that the doors will match front to back. It's all curved pretty nicely. I'm very happy with it so far. I'm gonna make this section here now, just across the top, and I'll make this piece here and that piece there, and then I'll start on the other side, and once that's done then I'll start on internal gusseting for this and that and the inside of here. Yeah, go from there. Starting to come together now, so I've made this top section, which obviously the roof skin will meet eventually. You'll see I haven't really welded it around here and it doesn't quite fit just there, but that's because I'm going to replace this whole inner section once the truck's blasted, so this will all get welded up, but that'll be left. Yeah, I'm going to TIG it all up now and then start cutting everything for the other side, but I won't get onto that today. two together, time to planish and grind. And just like that, one side is done, other than the rust repairs. Really happy with it. I like the shape. I haven't really seen anyone follow the pillar like this before, so I wanted to try something different. There's heaps of room. Looks pretty factory from the inside too, which is killer. Obviously I haven't done this section here yet. And this is all left open because, like I said, I'm going to put that drawer in and whatnot, but we are coming along.